In its most general sense, a fair use is any copying of copyrighted material done for a limited and transformative purpose, such as to comment upon, criticize, or parody a copyrighted work. Such uses can be done without permission from the copyright owner. Alright, so I know I'm a little bit late when it comes to all this where's the fair use stuff on YouTube, but this really hasn't been an issue for me until somewhat recently. I've been getting screwed over hard by Warner Brothers recently, because they keep flagging my DC related videos, including trailer breakdowns and my Time Remnant Explained video. Now what really sucks about this is that they aren't even just automatically flagging my videos when I upload them, they're doing it after the video has been up for a month or so. So I know this isn't YouTube's system screwing up again like they apparently do all the time to a lot of people's videos. No, this is a result of somebody at Warner Brothers headquarters looking up stuff, finding my video, and illegally flagging it because they can't stand it when someone other than them is able to produce any type of content about their properties. Warner Brothers, you guys suck. They're very well known for constantly, illegally flagging tons of content related to or containing any properties they own the copyright to, especially DC Comics material, which just blows my mind. Why would you guys want a reputation as a stuck-up company who flags a video for having a publicly released image?
DC, on the other hand, has seen time and time again, which is why we don't feature their pictures. We have featured a picture of the Flash in a thumbnail that got a copyright strike.
You don't see Marvel doing anything that stupid, just saying. Before I get into all that though, let me just give you guys some backstory on my situation. So a while ago, I got copyright claims from two different companies on two different videos. One from Warner Brothers on my Time Remnant Explained video, and one from Fox on my 5 X-Men Answers video. So I go ahead and dispute both claims because they're my fair use videos. I put the time into them, I edited the footage, wrote the scripts, planned everything out, all that good stuff, and I lay out 4 specific reasons explaining exactly why my videos are fair use. So I write these things out, I send them off to Warner Brothers and Fox, and I wait for my response. Within the week, if I remember correctly, I got a notification from YouTube that Fox was letting go of their claim on my X-Men video, which is insanely awesome on their part. Big thanks to Fox for that. But about a week or so after that, I got another notification saying that Warner Brothers rejected my dispute and they wanted to keep my Time Remnant video.
That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard.
Now, if you're a YouTuber and you find yourself in this type of situation, YouTube does offer you the chance to dispute the rejection, but if you're re-rejected after that, then you get a copyright strike on your channel for I think like 90 days, and I think you have to take a class provided by YouTube to teach you fair use and all that, and I don't want to have to put up with that. I'm not a big YouTuber yet. I really can't afford to limit the length of my videos or have a strike on my channel, especially for something as dumb as a company getting butthurt over me giving my opinion and discussing a theory based on one of their TV shows. But wait, why can't you just delete the video if you have such a huge problem with Warner Brothers taking it? Well, excellent question, hypothetical viewer. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that it's one of the few videos on my channel with a relatively high number of views, and taking it down while my channel's still at this size wouldn't be a good idea. But even then, even with these greedy bastards stealing my video, I figured I'd just let them. My thinking was I can't really afford to fight it and risk getting a strike on my channel, so I'm just gonna take the L, let Warner Brothers have the video, and just move on with me making more videos. So I moved on and did some trailer breakdowns for the CW shows featuring DC characters, like one for Arrow, a couple for Supergirl, one for The Flash. I even made sure to use stills from the trailers more than I would actual footage, and editing whatever footage I ended up showing just to ensure that my videos could absolutely be considered fair use. And wouldn't you know it, my Supergirl videos start getting flagged by Warner Brothers. In fact, I literally just got one a couple days ago. Warner Brothers, what the f are you doing? How is a video where I talk about my theory on time remnants not considered fair use, but Joe Schmo uploading reactions to a full episode ending showing the clip in full, that's totally fine? How is it fair that my edited trailer breakdown gets flagged and claimed, but some of these other channels can have the full unedited trailer they're talking about shown at the beginning of their video and they seem like they're totally fine? It's total f***ing bull. And of course, there's no real system in place to protect you, the content creator, in all this, because YouTube would apparently rather bend over backwards to help the company or the individual issuing the claim in the first place. The system is abused like crazy by greedy companies flagging videos and ignoring fair use, which you have to deal with on your own because YouTube is a punish first, ask questions later type of place, apparently, which is something they still won't deal with, by the way. I'm glad they decided to make some changes to their disputes process recently, but it still doesn't stop the system from being abused like it is. What really blows my mind in all this is that when you dispute a copyright claim, your claim doesn't go through YouTube. Like, they don't have a neutral third party review your claim and issue a response to you and the person claiming your video. No, instead your response is sent to whoever's issuing the claim in the first place. Hey YouTube, if they're already illegally flagging my video to begin with, then why would whatever I write to them change their mind? I can understand reaching out and helping a company correct a mistaken flag, but when it's blatantly obvious that a content creator is being robbed, wouldn't you want somebody other than whoever's stealing from the content content creator to look over the dispute? Like in this case, Warner Brothers is already illegally holding my completely fair use video. They might as well just go all in and say f you to any disputes that come from me. But you know what? I might have to defer to them in the end anyway. After all, I've really only been a serious content creator for about a year now, and Warner Brothers has been going after people infringing on their copyrights for decades, so I'm sure they'd know exactly what they're doing, and they would never go around hypocritically stealing / taking down content that doesn't belong to them and doing exactly what they've been accusing YouTubers of doing. They totally have, though. So you might remember a puzzle game that came out a few years ago called Scribblenauts Unlimited. Well, it got Warner Brothers and Fifth Cell Media, the creators of the game, sued because of their use of the memes Neon Cat and Keyboard Cat in the game. These guys took the memes and put them in their game without giving the creators of the memes any compensation or even asking permission to use them in the first place. And Warner Brothers was so arrogant, they were so full of themselves and thought they could do no wrong, that when the creator of the Neon Cat meme, Chris Torres, came to them looking to resolve the whole thing quietly and get the money owed to him like a sane and responsible content owner, Warner Brothers shooed him away and apparently called him a nuisance. What the f? Are you serious right now? Even if Warner Brothers wasn't being an asshole to the creators of the memes and just wanted to claim fair use themselves, as if anybody would have fallen for that anyway, they couldn't have. Unlike the content creators on YouTube they routinely screw over, myself included, who heavily edit their videos and create actual transformative works, Warner Brothers literally just copied and pasted the cat memes into their game. You actually have to type out the words Keyboard Cat and Neon Cat to spawn the two in the first place. There's really no defense for that. Of course, after Warner Brothers realized they screwed up and started paying the guys for the memes, they didn't learn anything from the experience. They just went back to stealing from content creators again. You mean to tell me that these hypocrites are the ones claiming I'm stealing from them? Seriously? And that's not even the worst of it. A couple years before the Scribblenauts screw up, Warner Brothers also got into a lawsuit with this file hosting website Hotfile. Now, Hotfile was already in trouble at the time with a bunch of different studios because of users uploading copyrighted movies, TV shows, games, all this stuff that people could then download. But Hotfile countersued Warner Brothers, claiming that Warner Brothers was abusing an anti-piracy tool provided to them by Hotfile in the first place, at their request, by the way. Because if you're a terrible company trying to delete every scrap of information that might be related to you online, you might as well get custom tools for it, right? Now, apparently this tool was supposed to make it easier to take down files on the site that went against Warner Brothers copyrights, which is fine and all when those files actually do go against their copyright. However, that's not what Warner Brothers ended up using it for. Using this tool, Warner Brothers went through and used some of the most bare bones searches possible and deleted thousands of games, software, books, all that stuff that even remotely resembled properties that they owned, regardless of whether or not they actually owned any of it in the first place. Here's an example for you from an article by The Hollywood Reporter. Warner Brothers tried to take down copies of the show Fringe and instead pulled down a comment to a blog post that only discussed the show. That's it. I think I might actually have an aneurysm from the stupidity here, people. I think I really might. And after they got called out for it, after they got called out for taking down content that clearly didn't belong to them or have anything to do with their copyrights, Warner Brothers was basically like, F you, we'll do what we want. They acknowledged in a court filing that they didn't actually look at the stuff they were taking down because, and I quote, given the volume and pace of new infringements on Hotfile, Warner could not practically download and view the contents of each file prior to requesting that it be taken down. Yeah, because actually taking the time to prove that your content is being stolen is too much work, right? Let's just take everything down. It. So if you ever find yourself wondering in the future why I seem like I'm focusing more on characters from Marvel, Fox, or literally any other company than Warner Brothers' own DC Comics in my videos, this is why. Because these guys false flag tons and tons of videos all across YouTube, stealing ad revenue from a bunch of YouTubers. They've had and still have a history of outright ignoring fair use laws and just follow a scorched earth policy where they'll either own everything related to their properties or nobody will have any of it. There's almost no point in fighting them either, since apparently for years now, they haven't even bothered to see if they're wrong when they claim stuff, much less correct the problem when they get called out. Hey Warner Brothers, when you get the chance, do us all a favor. Either open a dictionary and learn what fair use means, or go back to trying to delete yourself from the internet again, you greedy, soulless hacks. Thanks. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to click that like button, maybe leave me a comment while you're at it, and go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to check out any of my social media pages. I've got a Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. All those links are going to be in the description below. And I've also got my last video right there in the middle of your screen. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and click it, check it out. All right, and I will see you all next time.